Alright, so welcome along to a little update video. Um, Big changes for the channel moving forward. Kind of talked about it in one of the last videos, but I just wanted to kind of freestyle it ever so slightly for this little video here. As you can see, I'm sitting in the nerd background here. You've got a lot of Ghostbusters and friggin' Transformers right here. You got little Wolverine claws right behind me, and a mess load of DVDs. So I'm big into the pop culture. Still am, always will be. Haven't been uploading as much on the review channel, but doing a lot of audio podcasts more or less. I've got fairly lazy in my production, and it's just nice to sit down and not have to actually, get ready for a video. Make sure that you've washed your face, cleaned your teeth, combed your hair, all that sort of stuff. Just hit the audio and just straight out of bed onto the couch, fire up the podcast and gear, talk a lot of nonsense. So there's stuff that I'm doing there on the horror podcast. I'll throw on the little still of the art for it right now, where I'm sort of doing movies on Fridays. I'm doing Buffy the Vampire Slayer on Monday. Not as much fun as it sounds. Angel, the spin off on Wednesdays. That's just stuff that I'm interested in, and as well as that, there is the science fiction podcast, Scheme Me Up Body, little play on Beam Me Up Scotty, and of course that's Star Trek. So I'm sort of just slowly making my way through the original series, season 1 at the moment, and enjoying that quite a bit. But I wanted to do something different with this channel in particular. I'm thinking to myself, I had talked about the indie film things that I was working on, and a little bit of a change in delivery for that sort of content, and I've been feeling the need to bring that into audio podcasting sort of a thing, and perhaps start a little live stream on this channel on mornings. Just be like a little, the idea I'm playing about with the minute is morning coffee with Rodney, and just get online, get live for maybe an hour in the mornings on weekdays, and just shoot the shit and just see where it goes. Like, I've made videos in the past, I've talked about it a few times, about the preparation trap. You can plan and plan and plan, but if you're not going anywhere with it, what the hell's the point? And I was guilty of that for the longest time. Like, the short film conclusions I made, like, that was a 7-year process, really, since the inception of the idea to actually getting it made and put out there. It was like a 7-year stretch, and that's something that could be an interesting little live stream, and just forget about the preparation and just go with it and see where it takes us. I want to bring a little bit more humour back into the whole thing. Whenever I first started out making videos and that, it was all fun. It was craziness being had every time the camera fired up. There was just randomness happening, and there was a mess load of videos that we had out back in the day at the very start on a channel that doesn't even exist anymore, because the world kind of changed around everybody, and some of the stuff that he made back then, the powers that be decided that it wasn't what they wanted, more or less. And eventually I had to take all that stuff down, just to save that channel in particular. But a big learning process, and I'm starting to feel now, as we're moving forward, things are starting to change ever so slightly again. I think that, you still need to be careful and respectful of the sort of content you put online. And even watching this video here right now, you've probably seen me once in a while, the cogs will start turning whenever I'm about to say something. And that's me while I'm recording, thinking to myself, okay, I want to talk about something here, but what way can I talk about it in a way that I'm not going to get hammered by the algorithm or the powers that be? And you know, it's madness. The last 10 years have been frustrating as a content creator. Some of the stuff that I've come up with in the last 3 to 5 years, as far as the film content would go. If I was going to get that made, I was thinking to myself, okay, I can make this, but where can I put it, sort of a thing. And it's crazy that your creativity can be slightly stifled because of someone somewhere sitting making rules on what you can and cannot talk about. And it's crazy. So I'm thinking to myself, that Monday morning, I was going to say Monday morning podcast, that's me sitting watching podcasts. That's Bill Burr's podcast, the Monday morning podcast. Like, that's the name of it. But no, the morning coffee with Rodney is just be like a little live stream where we can just talk a little nonsense, see where it goes, and bring that little bit of humour back in a safe way to start with, and see how far we can, or I can, push the boundaries compared to what it used to be. Like, it used to be you could throw anything you wanted online. It was all good. It was all brilliant. But then, the partner programs come in and you could monetize your content. And then, of course, the rules started coming in for protection. Like, everybody's wrapped up in cling film these days, or bubble wrap. Like, nobody can fall down, scratch their knee, get back up again. Everybody is... There's no polite way to say it. Like, people are just been brought up afraid, and nobody can have their little feelings hurt. And you see that in, like, stand-up comedy these days. Like, they were battered the same as the content creators. In different ways, but whenever you look at it, the censorship comes in some way, shape, or form for everybody. The content creators got it first. You can't say this. I had a video now. Forgive me, like I'm really freestyling in this video here. I've had a few different channels over the years. Right now, I have active this channel. I've got the review channel. I've got 2 channels for the science fiction and horror podcasts. And I think because whenever I set this actual account up, there's actually another channel there under my own name as well. So there's 5 channels at least there. I think there's something else that I had there, but I'm digressing badly. I've kind of forgot my point now. But hey, yeah, it was the point there, is as I say, monetization came in. Right now, I'm not at the level where I can monetize the content because of bad actors over the years. It used to be all you had to do was create an account, get it verified, and boom, straight away you were monetizing content, and it was all good. It was grand. Never made a huge amount of cash off of my videos, but at the end, the last channel that I had was covering the tax and insurance for my car every year, so it was bringing in a few little coins here and there. But then bad actors came along and found a little loophole to monetize content that they didn't even own. People will be sitting there, and I've known people personally that have done it in the past, and like they're saying, "Oh, you should do this here because you can make some money." And I'm like, I've been creating content since before YouTube. not going to say pre-internet, but I have been. Like, I started off doing wedding videos and that sort of thing. Learned, fell down, getting back up. So I was always very wary on what you can and you cannot do whenever it comes to creation. And always read the rules, looked into the background, and think, if you're going to do something, how can you do it, and how can you do it in a way that, you know, you're not going to screw it up. You know, you need to keep yourself right. It's like karma at some point will come back and bite everybody in the backside. These guys that were making the most out of the loopholes on early YouTube content creation and monetization were sitting waiting for a viral video to kick off online, and they would take and download that video, create a channel, get it verified, re-upload it, and then start getting the monetization from the video. So that's why, if you remember back, if something went viral on YouTube, and if you went to Google and search the video, you would come across a 3 or 4 pages at least in the search engine results of identical videos on all different channels. And that's because the person that uploaded the video went viral, they were getting cash back from it. Everybody else after that in the search engine were people that illegally downloaded that video, re-uploaded it, and then they were taking money out. And then YouTube clocked onto this, of course. And it's like, you know what, if you're going to monetize videos, you're going to have to work for it. So, you know, you need your 1,000 subscribers, you need your, whatever it is, 400 hours watch time every year. Or is it 4,000? Something like that. It's 4. Anyway, it's a big number. Not impossible to grab, but not easy at the same time. And it has taken those bad actors out of the equation. But to get back to the point I was going to make there about how careful you have to be and the content that you create and put online these days, I had been going through, and thank God I'm over it now, the back injury that I had, and I was talking about it one day online, and everything I was going through at that time as far as that went, and the medication that I was on for it. I'm not even sure if this will be kind of a flag, but I referred to the NHS, the National Health Service in Northern Ireland, and I actually used NHS in the title of the video. As I say, at that stage, that channel, I was verified. This is pretty the new rules for YouTube. So, online, verified, making a little bit of cash back off my videos, and I put up that video, NHS in the title, and straight away, because of the title, NHS in there, demonetized. And literally the video I was talking about, what I was going through, the medication I was on, how it was affecting me, all that sort of thing. Not a kick in the backside of the style of this video right now, just me talking head on camera about the service itself and how it was feeling me. So demonetized for that. Didn't get any strikes against the channel, but you know, it's a strange time we're currently living in, where, you know, it's depending on the subject matter and what you're talking about, you can get demonetized, you can get strikes here and there, and you can risk losing your channel for just sharing your opinion these days. It's a weird one, and something that I don't like. I hate that's where we're at these days. I hate the fact that the majority of society these days is so flipping. And again, you can see the cogs turning whenever I go to this place here. It's like, you know, what can I say and how can I say it safely? I hate the fact that the last, I'm just going to say 2 generations at this point, like the millennials were bad for it. So fragile on what you could say and how it affected them, and oh my goodness, I am so offended. I need to destroy this person. So there's a little bit of frustration there. Don't I'm not even gonna try and stick to a plan for this video at this point. I'm just letting it go where it's going, and this is probably the sort of thing you're going to get in the morning coffee with Rodney live streams once it gets going. And we'll just go to that right now. That's what I'm thinking about doing. Right now, there's a third audio podcast that I started there, and it is literally titled the Rodney Stewart Everyday Podcast. And what I'm doing right now is I'm going Mondays to Fridays, uploading every morning at 7 a.m. and it is really the audio content of the motivational long form videos that are already on this channel. So I'm going Monday to Friday uploading them. So right now I think I've got a few more to dig out of the channel before I can put up, but what I've got lined up for the Rodney Stewart Everyday Podcast is 6 weeks worth of that as to still go yet, and I think there's probably another 2 to 3 weeks there that I haven't taken off the channel yet. So that's the build up to this coffee with Rodney live stream on weekday mornings, perhaps just the weekday mornings. We'll see. That's the idea right now, and I'm going to push it more into. Right now it's the motivational stuff. Love doing that there. Don't think I'm ever going to stop doing it, but I want to bring a little bit more humour into it and push that boundary a little bit more. And if it fails on the live streams here, if it starts affecting the YouTube channel, the audio podcasting zone right now doesn't have the same barrier to entry that what the video would have right now. And again, thankfully I'm starting to see a little bit of a change in that, and hopefully as we move forward throughout 2026 and 2027 we may get back to something that was early internet. I'm kind of hoping that happens. I'm sort of seeing it with the Gen Z crowd. Like, people give them a lot of stick about being fragile little flowers that you can't really annoy and whatnot. But I'm seeing some of these guys, like, they're showing some of the same characteristics of the Generation X. Like I'm the tail end of Generation X. At some point I'm going to be the last of Gen X, and they're starting to show that little bit of pushback that we had back then. They're fed up with the way things are. They're not, in all fairness, like, as I say, people give them stick for being fragile little flowers, but they're nowhere near as bad as what the millennials were. And I think, as they're another one between millennials and Gen Z, can't recall offhand, but everything from the millennials up until now has been that area of, oh, please don't annoy us, please. And I could go down a massive rabbit hole here, but the Gen Z guys, I'll give them their credit. They're starting to show a little bit of kickback to that, and they're not the fragile little flowers that the rest of the guys have been between Gen X and now. So hopefully, as these guys mature a little bit and things start to settle themselves back into something where people can actually talk, say what they want to say, create what they want to create without any arguments, any fighting, anybody sitting in an office somewhere looking at their product as far as video sharing services go, and like, I'm gonna nail you because I don't like that sort of stuff. I'm offended. I can't wait till those days are over and done with. And that's crazy. It's to the point now where depending on what platform you're on, you're going to get hammered for something. Recently, I was talking about conclusions earlier on in this video. At least I think I was. That's how much I'm freestyling this now. I haven't a notion what the hell I was talking about earlier on. But the short film conclusions that I made. It's on YouTube. It's on another channel. That's it. The Coins Age Media YouTube channel. It's on there. That's an extra channel that I have. There's 6 now. That's been sitting there, as I say, 7 years worth of effort put on that there. Nobody gives a flying damn about that movie. I have it on my website as it's like a movie that's free for any mental health associations to use. Just like if you want to take this video and show it and maybe it'll help someone, tear away at it. I was thinking, when he's taking this up and that there, and like literally, one night I was actually at an organisation locally called Steps that's into mental health and helping people get there, and we actually showed the video to the people that ran the place, the short film, and they loved it. They said, that's a great job, you know, that could really help people. But yeah, just going by the views and that, I'm just like, well, you've got the link there, you know, if you want to show it to someone, tear away at it. And like the views have barely rose in the last 7 years or so since it's been online. Whatever amount of years it's been now, you're probably pushing closer to friggin' 10 to 15 at this point. But that's the thing too, people just do not have the concentration span that they once had. It's all right and fine and well to create stuff and put it online, let it sit there. But you know, people's going to sit there and, you know, register this thing, and then within a couple of days, couple of weeks, whatever, they're going to come across something else. And you know, if you're not constantly throwing stuff online, you're going to be forgotten about. And it is the truth. I don't care who that, like, and someone that's sitting watching this video right now is going to get really annoyed by that. But that's the truth of the matter. Like, it doesn't matter how much effort you put into something, how much time you actually waste getting something made. In my case, conclusion, 7 years from conception to creation to putting out there. Very rarely have I heard anything back from that movie since it went out there. So, my 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 bag of F's is fairly empty now these days. Whenever it comes to actually, you know, let's get a passion project going, and it's going to change the world. Probably not. You know, maybe at some point you'll create something that'll hit hard, but the point is, it doesn't matter how hard something hits, or you know, like if you get that little viral moment, it doesn't make a blind bit of difference if you don't have something to follow that up. It's just it is what it is. This is where we're at. This is the world we're in right now. But I don't want it to sound like I'm sitting here bitching because I'm not making any cash from my stuff. You know, if it came down to that, there, I have been at this since. Let me see. I bought my first serious editing computer and camera, and I want to say it was just after I got divorced. I always had the interest in doing it, and I've been divorced the better part of 20 years now, longer actually, and I want to say 2004, 2003, 2004 was probably whenever I was buying the first decent, like, you know, editing software and whatnot, and getting into it. Like, that was definitely pre-internet. Like, the monetization that I've had in video content from, say, the creation of YouTube, which was what, 2005, we're now in 2026. My monetization period lasted about 7 months in total before the bad actors screwed it up, and we lost the ability to get monetized until a certain point. So money's never been the subject for me. It just hasn't. It is what it is. I just enjoy talking a lot of nonsense online. Yeah, hopefully we'll start to do it live someday. So this here, a little update video and a little shooting the shit sort of thing, and perhaps the same sort of content we'll get whenever we eventually get to the morning coffee with Rodney live streams, which will be part of that Rodney Stewart Everyday podcast. So the long story short, too late, you're saying. Once we get through these pre-recorded uploads and that audio podcast, we're going to start doing the Monday through Friday live streams. Probably, yeah, I don't know if I can stick to this schedule because I think I've gotten lazy. I'm not going to lie. I'm getting old, 47 years old, and I like to have a little lie in these mornings. For 21 years, I was getting up at like 4 o'clock in the morning to go to work, and I've got a job now where I don't have to start work to 11 a.m, so I can lie in bed all morning, and I go down, do me part-time hours. Like, I'm not even working full-time now, and it's wonderful. That's great. I'm loving it, and I can take a little break. I can lie in the mornings if I want to, and I'm thinking, if I started this live stream, I'm thinking, anybody local that would maybe be interested in listening to it or tuning in for it, they have to work, and probably they're starting at like 9 to 5 jobs. So if you're going to do an hour's podcast in the morning, I'm thinking probably 7 a.m. to 8 a.m, where someone can sit there having their breakfast in the morning, shoot the shit with me, get into the live stream chat, and talk nonsense with me, and we'll just see where it goes and bring some of that humour back in. And I'm dying for the day that we can get some of that dark humour back, because that is where I thrive at. Like, I love a little bit of dark humour, and it would be wonderful if we could get the internet back to a place where people could have their little bit of fun, and people don't get offended at different ideas, because that's really what it is at the end of the day. Everybody's going to get upset with somebody over something, and it's usually because of something that they don't agree with. And I see, that's crazy. It is crazy that people get so offended and uptight and have to start flipping movements against this, that and the other. I see stuff all the time that I don't like and I don't agree with, and the last thing I would ever do is jump onto the internet and leave someone a hate comment because of something they said or something they believe in. I'm just like, it's your life. Believe in what you want to believe in, and who am I to tell you what to believe in? It is what it is. So hopefully someday we'll get to this point where the fragile little flowers will just finally disappear off the internet and leave the people alone that are here just to not offend people, but share ideas and opinions that are genuinely their own and not been kicked into them by someone out there that is over some sort of company and some sort of organisation that's like, you need to believe in what I believe or you're going to burn for it. And that is definitely a subject for another time in the live stream once it comes along. So that's going to do it. I'm going to end this video off here. It is Sunday morning right now, and I'm going to go and see the new Masters of the Universe this afternoon, so I can't wait for that. That looks like a damn good time. Right, guys, stay safe. I will talk to you in the next video.